busy signing a 5-year extension.
So
right?
The locker room don't care.
When he was signing a 5-year extension, we was talking about he's quite the cryptologist, right? And he told all of y'all need to stop following me on Twitter and Instagram. Don't go down that rabbit hole.
Listen, I'm not condemning him for it. All right. I'm not.
No, but see,
I'm
sitting.
No. I'm not. I'm not.
Yes,
Hold on. See, there's a difference between trying to create a bad narrative and trying to point out a positive that one player brings as opposed to the other. It's just relative.
Wait. My thing is this then. Did a player come forward and say something about it if it was that much of a problem? Hold on, I'm just saying.
What player is going to come out and say that the star player?
You don't think a Jordan Porter or Micah Hyde would say something about that if that was an issue? You didn't think Tremaine Edmonds would say something if that was an issue?
I don't, because I think you would be feeding the flame.
How you feeding that?
Because there's narratives all over saying that Stephon Diggs wants out. He's looking for a trade.
They're gonna say something about that. They're not just gonna sit back and just allow stuff to say that if it's some truth to it or if it's is it a locker room?
So let me ask you, what does it do for our locker room with the national media every other week saying, "Oh, Stephon Diggs wasn't at voluntary workouts because of the argument"?
That's the national media.
So what benefit? What benefits does it? What benefits does it bring to the locker room where you see Stephon Diggs not even threatening, but joking around with, "I want to play with my brother. Oh, I want to, be in the Giants or the Cowboys," whatever the case may be. All these little cryptic. Again, you expounding on it, so it kind of makes me feel like I'm villainized, because I'm not villainizing him. I'm simply pointing out that DeAndre Hopkins brings you a more mature leadership identity.
Okay, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but just keep in mind that Stephon Diggs is captain.
Oh, absolutely. And he should be. He should be. He's a phenomenal talent. And I know the guys love him. I'm just saying, I don't see a world where that stuff helps the locker room at all.
It's not a distraction.
I've never been in an NFL locker room.
Only person they asked that was to Josh, right? Everybody knows that's not an issue. That's just Stephon Diggs being Stephon Diggs. Local media, but y'all worry about what national media is.
Well, you also have to take into account that these players better than 95% of the world. Yeah, so
who's going to be next?
You have next door neighbor. You have the background and the information to know what is and what is not legit. The rest of us don't have that. The rest of us is going based off of what we see.
So don't be making our unfair assumptions.
I'm not. I was pointing out what DeAndre Hopkins could bring. That's all.
Because of what he said on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, but that's real, Muki. You can't act like that's not real. You can't act like that's not a real thing, because it wouldn't be news if it wasn't a real thing.
Dave Chappelle said that Twitter is not a real place.
He's funny. He got jokes. He got jokes today. All right. I'm just saying that DeAndre Hopkins brings forth a more.
So get rid of Stephon Diggs because his.
What? See, dog. Now you create narratives. Now you create narratives.
But this is how you.
I never once said get rid of Stephon.
You said that it's not good for the locker room. What he does is not good for the locker room.
There is no way that those comments, these cryptic whatever, is good for the locker room. I'm not saying it's necessarily bad. I'm just saying there's no way where it's good for the locker room. I feel like DeAndre Hopkins is a more steady presence, a more even-keeled personality, where that leadership is on a more mature level. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm alluding to.
Okay. You do that. But that's just Stephon Diggs' personality. We need somebody that's going to say something. You know what I mean? We gotta have somebody that's gonna say something.
I love Stephon Diggs' personality. He's a national superstar because
we need some goon on the sideline, man.
That's a fact.
Questioning that goon.
That's a fact.
That goon trade.
We definitely need some goon on the sideline. They're a little soft.
Right. So let's talk about these up and coming goons that the Bills are going to hopefully select this year.
Okay.
All right. We've been talking about this 27 pick. And all that good stuff. But let's try to talk about some sleepers before we dive into, our final, our final mock or whatever the case. Give me some sleepers. Who do you think that be some sleepers? Anywhere. A sleeper to me is a player that you snatch like all the way. He can range up to the fifth. Like Khalil Shakur is a sleeper. You know, Matt Milano, he was a sleeper. Gabe Davis, he was a sleeper. Tyler Bass, sleeper. Somebody that you think that the Bills can take in the later rounds and be an impact right away on this team.
Well, you already know. I'm gonna go with my boy. I'm gonna go with my boy. The boy pop on film. Every time I turn on the tape, you see number one just zip, 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 zip. Nathaniel Tank Dell. See, and it really depends, right? Because I feel like Nathaniel Dell is a luxury pick, right? Because either you're gonna draft a Quentin Johnston or like a Jordan Addison, Jackson Smith-Jigba, hopefully if he's there, somebody like that. If you get one of those talents, now DeAndre Hopkins is out of the question, right? And if you get DeAndre Hopkins, one of those talents are now out of the question. But I feel like Nathaniel Dell is one where he's not necessarily coming in to be a starter or immediately have like a major role on the team.
Even if the Bills take DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nathaniel Dell's not coming in to be a starter or even have an immediate role on the team. However, I do think that when training camp comes, they're looking at Hardy, they're looking at Sheffield, they're looking at, Shakir, and they're like, I think this Dell kid might be better than the bunch. I think he might be more valuable and may be able to be utilized more than the bunch. He's simply fast. He is simply explosive. Now, of course, a lot of weaknesses come with being 5'9", if that. You know what I mean? There's just, but they tried to make Isaiah McKenzie work forever. They tried to make Isaiah McKenzie work for 5-6 years, and it never really translated. I feel like Tank Dell is who they want Isaiah McKenzie to be, and so that is a sleeper for me. Another sleeper I would say that I don't know if this is necessarily a sleeper because he is projected to be taken somewhat higher, but Jordan Battle, safety out of Alabama. I feel like that is a sneaky pick where if you are able to scoop him, then you can get a safety for the future. Somebody who I think is one of the more underrated players in this draft who can go in there and could potentially be a perennial Pro Bowler.
Yeah, I like those players that you mentioned there. But I'm trying to find. I was doing a little research. There's not too many hybrid linebackers in this year's draft, right? So I did a little research on a few guys. And, a few guys came to my attention was Marte Mapu out of Sacramento State, 6'3", 220 pounds. He those Jeremy Chin vibes, right? He basically was safety, but they converted him down to linebacker, and he can cover tight ends. He can stay with slot receivers, and he's a physical guy. He can tackle. He definitely can tackle. He's a hard-hitting tackler at that. So, sleeper guy like that. He tore his pec during pre-draft, so he could have been anywhere between a second-round sleeper to a third-round guy, but we got to see how far this torn pec muscle will help him slide in the draft. But that'd be a guy definitely 4th, 5th rounds. If he's still out there, the Bills could, think about, considering. Later rounds, they may pick up a late 7th or something. A guy like Robert Bill could be available now. Special teams, got to make the team special teams wise, but I like their physical attributes. 6'5", 250 pounds, ran a 4.48 at the combine. So I'm thinking, okay, special teams right now, and make him a situational pass rusher, develop him to be, more or less of a situational pass rusher. Being that big and running 4.48s, that's something I could tinker with
for sure.
And turn into a sleeper. But let's take our first time out. When we come back, we want to get right into it. I know everybody is listening and waiting on, what is going to go down, with this Bills in this final mock draft. It is going down tomorrow. The draft start at 8 o'clock. The pregame party start probably like around 4 o'clock. You know, so it's going to be definitely an exciting day. Hopefully a good one for Buffalo. So keep it locked, keep the legendary. You're tuned into the WUFO 1080 AM on Power 96.5. We'll be right back.
Just when your weekend couldn't get any better, listen, join me, Marvin Sapp, your host of the Marvin Sapp Radio Show, where I'll be bringing you the hottest gospel news plus Marvin and more. This is the
ESPN
Sapp Radio Show.
Sunday, ESPN
Access to Africa.
The Buffalo Medical Group Senior Health Focus, Dr. Maria Contos talks about pre-diabetes.
As our nation's obesity problem has grown, so has the number of people with diabetes. A person with a diabetes diagnosis may have exhibited warning signs for up to 10 years. This warning period is known as pre-diabetes. Pre-diabetes means that a person exhibits all the risk factors for developing diabetes. If you are older, overweight, and inactive, your doctor may recommend a test for pre-diabetes. It's a good idea to be tested if you have other risk factors, low levels of HDL or good cholesterol, high blood pressure, or family history of diabetes, or you're a member of an ethnic or minority group with increased risk. You can reduce your risk of diabetes with some simple lifestyle modifications. Lose weight, eat healthy, exercise, and get your blood glucose checked regularly.
Senior Health Focus from the Buffalo Medical Group. The Buffalo Medical Group is accepting new patients. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 716-656-4471. Learn more about our full continuum of care by visiting buffalomedicalgroup.com.
Hello, this is Mayor Byron Brown. I want to remind all renters, homeowners, small businesses, and nonprofits impacted by the December 2022 blizzard that Friday, April 28th, is the last day to submit the Small Business Administration emergency loan applications. SBA staff will be at the Delavan Grider Community Center to assist with the application process Monday through Thursday from 9:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. and Friday from 9:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. Don't miss this opportunity to apply for these low-interest loans. Visit sba.gov/disaster for more information.
Community news located at 1337 Jefferson Avenue is Western New York's weekly premier news
You got it up.
from an African American
7 rounds.
keeping you informed on
Yes.
local, area news, events, education, entertainment, sports, health, faith, family, and more. Remember, readers are leaders. Be a leader. Pick up your
All right, so we about to get into this mock draft.
881-1051. That's 881-1051.
I've already preloaded the first round here. Let y'all take a little look at. Ooh.
There are a lot of advanced manufacturing available in Western
I'm gonna let y'all take a little look at who's been drafted here so far.
Mark your career by training in a brand new facility located at 683 Northern Avenue.
Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Willis Jr., Levis. Oh, people think Levis going before Richardson. I've seen that a lot lately.
Call 436-3229. Northwood Workforce Training Center has training. All they need is you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I hope the Bills be good to all us Bills fans around and take DeAndre Hopkins in this trade. And, we're going to get into our final mock, courtesy of ESPN Draft Simulator, right? We got Justus the general. He's the general manager. He's the one that's like, George Bush in the button. I'm kind of orchestrating on the side like I'm a baby Joe Shane something. So this is what we got going on. We can do, I guess we can do a few, right? We got to give them scenarios, right? So let's just do one flat out. Let's just do a trade with no trades or nothing, right? Let's get it flat out. Let's say they hold that R pick, they don't move back, they don't move up. Their numbers are what they are. So.
All right, so if we doing one straight up, then I'm gonna go ahead and make this a fast draft.
Yeah,
so
make
we
it
can
fast.
go ahead and go through it. All right. So again, Buffalo Bills have the number 27 pick. It was an interesting draft that we just did, but let's go ahead and get
That's
into
what's
this one. All right. With the 27th pick, let's look at our board here. All right. Michael Mayer, tight end, is the best player available at rank number 20 on ESPN's big board. Will McDonald, the fourth, is still here. You got Jahmyr Gibbs here, Quentin Johnston, Felix Anaduke Aluzoma. I'm just now starting to get that. Mozzie Smith, Anton Harrison, Luke Musgrave, of course, Darnell Washington is still there. There's a lot of good players. Hendon Hooker. A lot of good players here.
Let's just go straight out here. Let's just go straight out. No trade, no D Hop, no nothing.
No trade in this one.
No D Hop in this one, right? So who we got up there? We got Michael Mayer still available. You got Julian, but he's shot up. There's one guy I know that's shot up in this draft is Julian Brents from out of Kansas State, 6'3", 200 pound cornerback. That's very physical, and fits in the Bill scheme, but a little bit too rich for the blood to take him that high. So I am looking at Quentin Johnson up there. We talked about him potentially sliding to the Bills, right?
We did.
So, he could fit the mold there.
A lot of mock drafts got him at 27.
Yeah, I'm looking. I had other picks that's available for the Bills. That's they easily can pick. Mozzie Smith is there as well.
That's my favorite from here.
But you know what? Let's go with Quentin Johnson. I think he gives you, I guess, the star power. Out of this circuit right here, and it's like an eyesore, really. Like he's a feature. He was considered to be a top 10 pick in a lot of people's eyes. Wonder why he's sliding. So to get him at 27, that's definitely a best player available type deal.
Yeah, I agree. If it wasn't Quentin Smith, I was definitely gonna go with Mozzie Smith there. So taking a look at it here. Let's look at some of the players that's been drafted here. Darnell Washington goes to the Jets at 43.
43. Every time I did an ESPN simulator, I'm telling you, that's the longest I ever seen him last on the board. 43. He was always gone before he even hit 40. So
trust me, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Muki mock draft. So the only reason that Darnell Washington is not on the team is because there are no trades in this particular.
We could have took him at 27.
We could have
took him.
All right, here we are at number 59. Let's look at some of the players available. Steve Avila, I really, really like him. He's a really, really sturdy guard there, and slash center. He can play both positions. Obviously, the highly touted Jack Campbell, DeJuan Jones.
Yeah, go ahead. We're putting the ticket in for Jack. Go ahead, Jack.
That's what I figured was.
Snatch Jack up. Jack ain't got no minutes being on the board at 59, but if he is, we will take that. We will definitely take that.
And in real life, I think it's a no-brainer. If he's there, they're going to take him.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
But for some strange reason, I think he is. I think he's going to go somewhere close to that. A little bit before, if not right at 59 for the Bills. I think that he'll be available. There's going to be some shockers. I think some injury concerns that, GMs and scouts is finding out by these doctors, and it's going to make guys slide just a little bit, All
right, some notable picks they got picked. Josh Downs is gone. Zach Pickens is gone. Nathaniel Dell is gone. DeJuan Jones, Cedric Tillman, Sam Laporte, Zach Kuntz. So a lot of potential, targets for the Buffalo Bills here are gone. Here we are, pick number 91. He's gone.
Kuntz is sliding up the boards too.
Yep. So taking a look at what we have here, I know you don't like Shoemaker, but Hen. I know we already got our linebacker. Tyler Steen is here. Michael Wilson, wide receivers there. More tackles. We got some linebackers, some defensive tackles. All right.
Where's Jordan Battle? Jordan Battle's gone?
I probably, I would imagine. So let's see. Yeah. Jordan Battle is still there at 96.
Robbie.
You speak of the devil, and he shall appear. So Jordan Battle is the number 91 pick for the Buffalo Bills here in this WUFO mock draft. And now next up we have the pick number 130. here. All right. So far we have gotten Jack Campbell, Jordan Battle, and our first pick was Quentin Johnston. So you got your wide receiver, your safety, and your linebacker. So what we doing next year, Coach? I see a name here. We talked about him before. That boy got great measurables. And people really think highly of him. I watched his tape. He looks pretty good. Looks like he has a lot of potential in Corey Trice there. Is there anybody on this board that you like here?
Man, what our linemen looking like? We got tackle. I think we kind of stout at guard, but I do see Chandler out there.
We're picking at 130. The best tackle available according to ESPN is the 167th ranked player.
Nah, let's back that up.
All right, let's take a look at some guards. The best player here is a 104 and Ricky Stromberg.
Center guard, Chandler's Oliver. I mean, what's his ranking there?
He's a 125.
125.
So 5 picks ahead of where we draft.
That's interesting. I mean, you got to look at it like this. I mean, player flexibility against the Bills because they do like guys that can play in multiple positions up front. So center Mitch Morris is, getting up there in age.
I will say one thing, though. All of these players are listed as center/guards, so I don't necessarily know who plays both ways, because they got them all listed as center/guards. So,
all right, let's go back to the big board.
Andrew Voorhees is there.
I like Voorhees. He still may be available.
Best player available, Michael Wilson, wide receiver. He is the 67th best projected player according to ESPN. We are picking at almost double that right now.
Trying to see. I like that Corey Trice, but again, do we need a corner?
We don't need a corner.
But you can never not have enough of them. Right?
Never have enough. You can never have enough DBs, especially with the way injuries rooted us last year.
I like Corey Trice. Go ahead and snatch him.
All right.
Go ahead and snatch Trice up.
Not mad at it. Corey Trice, cornerback, the 97th best player according to ESPN, is now off the board. Now here we are with a double pick here in the top 10 picks, at 137. Taking a look at the board here, Michael Wilson is still there. I don't know what it is about Michael Wilson nobody likes, but he is sitting there. Ricky Stromberg is still there as a 104. We got Dwayne McBride, running back.
Now I'm cool on running backs. We're picking at 137 right now.
Yep.
Stroll up. Israel, Juice
Scruggs.
Yeah. Kind of like Juice right there.
Juice Scruggs. All right. At 137, the 142nd best player, which is not too much of a stretch there. We're taking Juice Scruggs, offensive guard for inside lineman, should I say.
That's 137.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting here. Dorian Thompson-Robinson is the best player available at rank 119. We already got our cornerback. We obviously already have a quarterback. Not looking at running backs, defensive tackles. Scott Matlock here at 141 is the best player. His ranking is 141, and we are picking at 205.
Yeah, just keep strolling out. Maybe we just, the sake of the board.
See, now you're getting into the part where it really depends.
Get right there. Get our guy. There you go. Snatch him up.
Hunter Luki, running back out of North Dakota State. He can do a lot. So it'll be interesting to see how the Bills use him there. And that'll do it for our first mock draft here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, let's go ahead and read them back to you. Quentin Johnston, wide receiver. You get a wide receiver 2 or 3, depending on what Gabe Davis does in camp. You get your starting linebacker in Jack Campbell, given that Tyrell Dodson or one of the others doesn't surpass him. You get a potential safety of the future, as we talked about earlier in Jordan Battle. You get another dynamic defensive back in Corey Trice. You get some depth on the inside there, inside of the line with Drew Scruggs, and then you get a Swiss Army knife there with running back Hunter Luki. Chance available at pick. So there's a 50% chance Quentin Johnson will be available, 50% chance that Jack Campbell will, 73% chance that Jordan Battle will be available at 91 for the Bills. Corey Trice not likely to be available at 97. Juice Scruggs and Hunter Luki are very likely to be available. So that is our draft for this one. Let's go ahead and save that image so we can
save that one time. Yeah. Okay, so now here's the ones with some trades or whatever the case. All right, so since we didn't shot straight out on the simulator, even though those wouldn't be, my picks if I just did a self-simulated one, and you can check that out first thing in the morning. My WUFO 1080 AM Power 96.5 3.0. It will be out first thing in the morning. I'm just waiting to see if Chris is going to strike early with the Bills potentially trade for D-Hop, first thing in the morning or later on tonight. So maybe when the clock strikes 12, we may have ourselves a deal. Hopefully it's in Buffalo. So we're going to do a simulated one this time with trades involved. Right?
Absolutely. So I'm going to go at the normal pace since we, do have 23 minutes left. We should have plenty of time to get it done. Going to go at a normal pace so that we can take a look at, teams that we potentially like to draft at spots. So let's go ahead and load this draft up here. All right. So I'm going to start the draft. You let me know when you want me to stop, when you're looking at a trade.
Let's make trades now.
All right, let's go ahead and take some look at some trades. All right, Buffalo Bills. These are your picks here. 2950, 2759, 91, 130, 137, 205. And then, of course, you have your 1 through 7 for next year and the year after that. So, of course, we were looking at the Arizona Cardinals.
No, let's look at the Colts. Let's go to the Colts.
The Colts, all right.
Because we can't force anything. You got to be straight out. They got to compute with it. So let's look at Bills 27. Let's just say, our guy is still on the board, and we just need to get an extra draft pick, right? So let's take 27. Let's shop 27 to the Colts, and let's see if Indy's sweet enough to give us 35 and 79 just to move up 8 spots. Looks like we have ourselves a deal. Look like we have ourselves a deal. Indy has
that really just happened?
Yeah, that really just happened.
Oh, shoot.
So right now we can move back in the draft. We have pick 35, pick 59, pick 79, and pick 91. All right, and there's still a chance that we can throw a 4th round pick at Arizona for DeAndre Hopkins, so you can have 4 rookies and DeAndre Hopkins with your 5th pick in this year's draft. I'm all for that. So right now the Bills do have 4 picks in the top 100 in the first 3 rounds. They have 4 picks. So let's get the party started. Bryce Young off the board first. And I'm telling you, our guy, he comes off the board sometimes before we pick. So I'll be like, oh my goodness. So we'll have to see.
All right, Quentin Johnson is off the board at 25. Jordan Addison is off the board. Darnell Washington is off the board to the Chiefs.
I'm telling you, he don't stay long on this board.
Yikes.
He doesn't stay long on this board. Okay, so let's move up. Who we got in the
all right, so taking a look at what we have right now. You got Keon White, defensive end. Luke Musgrave is the next best tight end here. Jonathan Mingo is here. Keely Ringo, Jack Campbell is here. Adetomiwa Adebawore. Oh man, I used to be able to know how to say it, but I lost it. BJ Ojulari. I really like him. I really like this tape. Sam Laporte is here. Sam Laporta. He has really good film.
It's not a blocking tight end though. Bills need a blocking tight end.
Certainly, he is definitely more of a receiving tight end.
So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's shake up the draft with this one. Move up. A lot of a guy had names has been mentioned around the Bills the past couple of days. D tackle, Canoe Benton, around Wisconsin. They saying this guy is just like a monster. I had to go take a look at his tape. I know teams are covering the Bills need a D tackle. Ed Albert may be packaged up, to Arizona. Who knows? So the Bills definitely have to figure out what they're going to do from the deep tackle position because they got 4 D tackles on the contract this year, only for this year. So let's see. You got Canoe Benton, you got Brian Brezzi, who's still available. You got Keon White, defensive end. So, we can go with Jack Campbell there, but let's leave Jack Campbell where he is for now. And let's go ahead and select a D tackle here.
All right. Keon Benton is the draft pick from the Buffalo Bills there. Is there a reason Luke Musgrave on the board?
He's not a blocking tight end either.
Trent Simpson off the board. Keely Ringo off the board. Drew Sanders gone. Ojulari is gone as well. Adebawore is gone. Jalen Hyatt, Dan Henley. They are really, really going for this draft.
Let's go. Jack Campbell's on the board still.
Jack Campbell is still here. So
that's like that Campbell is one we could potentially be around in the second round.
Right. So I'm gonna say so.
How you position yourself for Darnell?
Josh Downs was still there, but we needed a linebacker. DeJuan Jones is gone.
Third round.
Gone. Zach Pickens, Corey Trice gone. Cedric Tillman.
It's gonna be pretty interesting.
All right, pick 79 here.
Pick 79. So we got D tackle, linebacker. We went defense. So let's see what we got going on the offensive side.
Okay. We got Michael Wilson here. As we saw him, he dropped significantly in the last one. Tajay Spears. Brenton Strange is here, the best tight end on the board, says ESPN. Rashee Rice. Tyler Scott. A.T. Perry. Jordan Battle.
Let's go A.T. Perry.
Zach Kuntz.
Let's go wide out. Let's try A.T. Perry, 6'3", 205 wide out from out of Wake Forest. So we got 35. We took Benson. 59. Campbell was still on the board. 79. We just took A.T. Perry. Wow.
At 91. Zach Kuntz. Jordan Battle. Yaya Diaby.
Let's get Zach off there. Zach Kuntz coming with us, tight end, 6'7", 260 pounds. I like it. He ran 4.5, at the combine as well. So, he has a way to learn in the blocking game, but I think that, 4th round pick, you get a guy that, eventually you can develop, into a blocker. But I like the length, I like the speed, the catch radius, that's, qualities of a tight end number 2 type, you know what I mean? So you got big boards, you got the Dean's list right here.
I mean, got to. All right.
So yeah, we got number 91. So moving on to 130. Oh, no, actually, no. We still have, let's see, 130. 130 is the next pick.
Yeah, so Shoemaker off the board here. Taking a look. All right, what the Bills have already done. So, what is the next position you might be looking for? Say, if best player available.
Yeah, we didn't take the defensive tackle, linebacker, wide receiver, tight end. So 130. Let's see, if it's a tackle available that we can snatch up, or do we have to trade back?
No tackles available on the top. Right. The next best tackle is pick 146, Wanya Morris.
Wanya Morris, still got Juice Scruggs up there. Go to safeties real quick. Let's see what we got here.
Daniel Scott.
Go to linebackers. Go to interior linebackers.
Marvion Overshown.
Okay. And those are inside linebackers. Try outside linebackers.
Tavius Robinson is the best outside linebacker here. He is the 91st ranked player on ESPN's big board. So not sure why he's dropping, but they got him as a top 100 player, and we pick at 130.
I think right here at 130, and Bills can probably move back and get some extra picks or something. So we need to try to make a move here, I think, to get out of this situation. I would try to get the best available line. I mean, Wanya Morris is up to, so let's go do that. Let's just take Morris. Let's get this over with. So Wanya Morris, BPA. And we got 137, right?
Okay. Yep, we pick at 137.
137.
Why is my computer acting stupid?
Computer is acting is glitching because it's near. It is near. Let's take pick 137 and let's trade with San Fran.
Well, you want Wanya Morris?
Yeah, let's take Wanya. Let's take Wanya. Let's take 137 because it's gonna be the same core guys. That Bills can move back, get an extra pick, snap some late round gems up.
You want to trade with who?
San Fran. Yeah, at the top. So give them 37. Let's take 64. Or you can take 155. Give us 155 and 216. They're not going to give us one. So we get 2 for 1. Move back a little bit. See what's available. We got the offensive tackle now. We got the tight end. We got a wideout. We got a D tackle, linebacker. These right now, these are pretty much a luxury picks. You got 3 more picks. You got 155, 205, and 216. Now, interesting. Yeah, Bills do got Matt Barkley. Bills do got Kyle Allen. But with this new rule being passed, right, that, with the quarterbacks and stuff like that, do you think the Bills may still go and select a quarterback?
I mean, I don't see why not. Kyle Allen is not going to do anything if, God forbid, not going to Josh Allen goes down. Kyle Allen is essentially there to be Josh Allen's best friend.
So, buddy.
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, we know Matt Barkley is just there for vibes. So he there for the vibes. He's Mr. Buffalo.
Let's just say this is a luxury pick here. Let's take the quarterback. Let's take DTI from UCLA.
No Tavius Robinson. You're not feeling him?
He all right. Yeah. Let's take quarterback. All right, so we let's move on.
You get one more pick here in this draft with pick 205.
205. We got 205. We got 216.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we just traded for one.
205.
Andrew Voorhees to the Bengals.
Voorhees. Yeah, that's a steal right there, I mean. That's a steal.
Yeah, it is. Especially when you consider, they're probably going to have to pay, those guys soon. You get a guy who coming off an injury. Muki gone. So the Lions, he's going to be doing very well in Detroit. Detroit will definitely utilize him. All right. Here we are at pick 205. The best player available is Dylan Horton. defensive end. He is the 123rd ranked player. We got a lot of guys who are ahead of value here. A lot of top 200 ranked players as we pick at 205.
We brought Robert Bill. Remember I was telling you about him from out of Georgia. He was a defensive end on the other side. 6'5", again, 250, running 4.48 at the combine. Situational pass rusher, started on special teams for you, and eventually become a solid pass rusher with that size and speed down the line. So let's try to take Bill right here at 205.
Robert Bill Jr. is the pick, and now we pick again here at 216. Take a look at who is left here. Best player available, Scott Matlock, defensive tackle.
Know about that. Keep strong, bro. Keep strolling. Who we got on this board? We got Payne Durham. We got Justin Shorter. Go get Makai Blackton. Makai. I just see Makai. Go back. Yeah, Makai Blackton. Oh, wait. Makai. No, I'm more or less looking for Gardner. That's what I was looking for. Makai Gardner. Cornerback. Here it is, Makai Gardner. Keep going, scroll down to the bottom. Right there. You just passed it. There it is. There he is. From out of LSU. And we know LSU is pretty much of a scheme fit. They run the same type of defense that Coach Durham runs. So why not go snatch a corner up with that late draft pick right here? So we get Makai Gardner at 216. So this pretty much addresses everything. Bills get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 picks out of this draft here. They move back twice to accumulate some extra picks. And you got a D tackle, a linebacker, a receiver, a tight end, an offensive tackle, a quarterback, an edger, and a cornerback. So that's a pretty solid draft. With the simulation. But again, I was hoping that Daniel Washington to be available. Obviously, we know Jack Campbell's still going to be there at 59, right? So imagine that. Imagine moving back, grabbing Daniel Washington with your 35th pick overall, and then doubling back and getting Jack Campbell, potentially 2 of your top guys on the board. I mean, and then on top of that, the icing on the cake if you trade for, DeAndre Hopkins. So you get Darnell Washington and D-Hop to go along with that. Again, we take Campbell, so we address 2 needs right there. So 3 needs, obviously. If you get the wide receiver, you get your linebacker, you get your tight end. So now what do we do with pick 79 and 91? Go ahead and get your D tackle. Javonte Dexter still will be available. Go and get your right tackle. Tyler Steen can be available, from out of Alabama. So, there's some pieces there that the Bills can put together with their first 5 picks. Imagine Darnell Washington, Jack Campbell, Javonte Dexter, Tyler Steen, and DeAndre Hopkins as your first 5 picks in this year's NFL draft on the Buffalo Bills side. So that may be my 3.0. You just have to tune in and see tomorrow what that thing's going to look like first thing in the morning. So hopefully, the Bills don't have to give up a third, but if they do, he's still worthy of it. But, hey, if they can stretch it as a 4th-round pick and still move back and still, grab DeAndre Hopkins and Darnell Washington and Jack Campbell, I don't think that it's going to be, a team out there that's going to, blend with that immediate talent, especially what the Bills already have on the roster. And, again, we put those pieces together with a Javonte Dexter, 6'5", 310 D tackle. Definitely can be a head out of a replacement. You go get an offensive tackle to make your right tackle a little bit more competitive in, that position battle. So I think the Bills cover all bases with their first 5 picks. But I do believe the Bills will move back in this year's draft. I think so. I really think they're going to move back. What do you think?
At this point, I kind of feel like it's like a foregone conclusion. Bearing a potential star player or like a draft pick who maybe the Bills had under the radar, who they had a 1st-round grade on, falls to them, which does happen to them for whatever reason, it happens quite often. They just sit still and then they get great value at the place that they pick. I see him trading back. I just feel like, again, we say it all the time. A lot of the talent in rounds 2 through 4 are very comparable, and if you can load up on picks throughout that time, and you get more players at better value versus just using what you have for the sake of using it, I feel like it'd be more beneficial. You get more good players as opposed to just one good player who might be slightly better than 2 to 3, other players that you could have potentially gotten for them.
No doubt. So it's going to be pretty interesting tomorrow just to see. I know everybody is still just waiting to see what's going to go on with DeAndre Hopkins. I know I am. I mean, it's just been kind of swirling for the past week, week or two. But Washington, Campbell, Dexter, all right, Steen, D-Hop with that 4th round pick. That's just my wish list on how if it goes down like that. That'll be one hell of a first 5 picks. And then again, a guy like Marte Mapu, who's available, that hybrid. There's not too many hybrids in this year's draft, but the Bills are definitely looking for that as well. So I'm excited. The wait is over. Make sure you come down to Premier Cigar. That's 1327 Jefferson Avenue for the draft party. That's where the draft party is going to be. That's where I'm going to be reporting live. So come and check us out. Smoke some stogies, have some great food, great time. And Justus Kid to talk about the fan base, and they're going to be having their draft session.
Yeah, absolutely. Tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. We are having a 24/7 mix up with the WUFO fan base joint production there. We're going to do the entire first round, and then second and third round is going to be Mafia Sports Report guy Tommy. He's going to be special guest host. The Ravens trying to get D-Hop.
Yeah, we know that. The Ravens trying to get him, and the Chiefs are trying to get him. We know that. But it boils down to the Chiefs and Ravens. But, it's still a lot of smoke screen that could be going on with that and trying to rock boys to sleep.
I'm really tired of getting over it.
Man, just got to figure it out. Stay safe. Choose love, not hate. Watch them damn hands, all right? NFL draft tomorrow. Lakers lost. Damn it. Lakers lost.
They won't
Bills Mafia.